Good morning, everybody. this go? There we go. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on, I got something for this. Hold on. Oh, yeah. Who's got stuff done? Let's go. Here we go. Let's pull this up. We'll start here, and we'll get to it. Let's get rid of the RSI. Get ready to mark this off. Let's go to the levels so that we're on the same page, what we're looking for, and then we'll get into it. But this is where you're at. These are your levels. This is what you should be focused on, and we'll put them right there where you're really looking for core inflation month over month, 0.3. A lot of people are higher. A lot of people are lower. I personally think it could come in low, is where my gut is with where crude is. But I don't know that. I don't know what it's going to do. No one ever does. It's like life's like a box of chocolates. And you're unwinding a lot of other stuff out there. So we'll see. Core inflation year over year, 3.2, 3.3. So they're expecting all these numbers to come down. And so we'll see what happens. But this is what you're looking for. What I'll do is I'll just leave this right up here for now. And then we'll go from there and we'll wait and see what those numbers are. To me, there's very little to do until the numbers, come out. And then we'll go from there. I have all these different sites up. So as soon as it hits, we'll know. And then we'll go from there. We got a minute, 26 seconds. And then we'll be able to rock and roll and go from there. And then we'll go from there. But let's see what happens here. And where else? Let me pull up one more site just in case, one more service. This site's usually the fastest. Most expensive, but it's the fastest. That's why. Pay for what you get for what you pay for. Oh. Nice bounce yesterday. Not too crazy. What we'll do too is let's go over here, throw this up, but I don't really want this. So what we'll do is we're going to put the NQ in for a second here. And some of the names we're probably going to want here and here. I mean, we'd want to see what Tesla does. We're certainly going to want to see what MQ does. So we'll get to that and go from there. And here we go. I'm going to want to see what MSTR does. That's for sure. We'll go to that. We'll put that on a bear chart and we'll drop that to a 1. And I'm certainly going to want to see here what Tesla does today, because I think that's going to be wild today. The more I think about it, absolutely wild. So go from there and then go there. I don't want your notifications. Let's go. Here we go. Come on. All right. Forecast previous 0.3. Actual CPI month over month came in lower. Core lower. Core month over month lower. CPI lower. Everything's getting hosed. Everything's down. Market should go higher. Market should go higher on this. So I'll get this out in a second. Market should go higher on this. You should wind up going higher. If you drop on this, we're going to have a problem. But you should go higher. You crushed it across the board. Absolutely crushed it across the board. So I would think that you're going to see things push on this. We're going to have to see if it holds, if it doesn't hold. But I would think that you're going to see things push on this and go from there. Let's just start here and get started picking at some of this stuff and go from there. They're great numbers. Now, what the market does with that, we'll see. and we'll go from there. But you should push on this. Now, whether or not you do, yeah, and we'll go from there. But you should go higher on this. And we'll see if we do or if we don't. But they are really good numbers. Yep, here we go. So I'd be surprised if it's not a good day, but you never know. They might just want to get out, but they're fantastic numbers. They show no sign of inflation. And we'll go from there. Let's go over here. I'm going to see one of my other names that I'm in, see what you're doing. I bought Reddit yesterday. Well, we put it in as an alert yesterday at 121.50. So up 9. We'll see what it does here. It looks like it's pretty good. Looks like we're okay. It looks like we're all right. But I would think, oof, that's gonna, you can squeeze here. So let's see what you do here. You're gonna have to bear with me for questions as I'm trading as well. Let's just keep going through these names and seeing what they're doing. And it's going to take a look at the ES right here, and you're dropping. So are they going to use it as a sell the news event? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think they're going to squeeze people. That's what I think they're going to do. But let's go and take a look. Yep. Don't put anything out. Yep. Good. So see ya. 262, 263. And we'll go from there and see how this goes. But yep, there we go. All right. Give me a second here, guys. I'm just doing a lot. So what I'm watching is I'm watching our reaction to individual names. And what I'm trying to see is which ones are they going after, which ones are they not. And then you're just trying to see, like, you see you have these little lows. Are you going to take that out? Are they going to sell Bitcoin? Are they going to squeeze shorts? Like, what are they doing? And then we'll go from there. Actually, it's actually 11. So now it's actually 11 and a half. Sorry. I'm actually up 11 and a half on that. So didn't realize that. Go from there. See how this goes. Good. Reminder to get that private video out, then we'll go from there. And then I can start taking questions. These numbers were just absolutely crushed. So what we're doing here is just seeing, are you just going to go straight up? Are you going to have some kind of pullback? Let's go take a look at the 1 for a second. So far you haven't broken out. What you want to do here, for me, what I like to do with these is not only mark them off, but what I'll do is I'll drop a line here, and then I'll just set a 50% level. And you just want to watch. You don't have to get nuts, but you just want to watch and say, okay, how are we going to do here? How's this going to go? So there's that 50% line, and you're holding it for now. But the initial move so far that it's being sold, you know, you got to watch, because are they going to sell the news even though the news is good news? That's what's interesting. Are they going to say that that's bad because it's recessionary, right? So like you have to start thinking about what they're going to do or how they're going to, you know, couch this. From my perspective, it means that you're closer to a rate cut. And I'll go through this again so that we can all just say it. Give me 1 second here. And I'll drop this down, but I think you're closer to a rate cut on it. I just have a lot on here, guys, so you're gonna have to bear with me. And I really don't want to put on into anything, but if we do the comparative analysis, and what I'll do is I'll drop this down here. I'll drop it like it's hot right there. And then we'll just drop this right here. Yay. So that you can see it. And what you're going to see is you're going to see month over month. This is what came in, the forecast. And then we're just going to do the forecast here so you can see what's going on. And then we'll go from there. And give me a second here, because I'm going to have to do that if it does that. But yeah, if it does that, I'll do that. Okay, good. So 2829, and then we're kind of going from there, and then we're watching this core year over year, and then watch this forecast. So overall, from that, and these were your estimates, and these were your previous, and you can see it all here. It's good. Like it's really hard to beat. That's actually perfect. I'm actually going to screenshot that so that I can get that out there. I think that's nice. That's nice. Yay. Let's get that out there. And we'll just show it so that you can see it all out there in all its glory. And what you want to do really here is just understand that shorts are hosed, in my opinion. Now, I've been wrong before. If you've watched any of these videos, you know that. But I think you're absolutely hosed. So what I like to do with these names is go like, well, who's got the highest short positions? We're the ones that people are waiting for the end of the world. MSTR is another one where they're waiting, and you just really want to see how this goes. Like, are they going to rip this stuff? Or are they not? I think Tesla, they're going to rip. I really do. I think there's a couple of these names that could absolutely rip. Tesla's one of them. But we'll see. You have a lot of people that are short now and they're trapped. They did a beautiful trap the other day. Like it was like picture perfect. Look at this. So what they did was they undercut right here. I was actually short into this. I actually covered some of it into it, not all of it, but covered into that. Watch how perfect this was and how they just got and hosed everybody. They got everybody all excited right here. And look how fast they ripped it back up. Whenever you see that, you know that that was just a liquidity grab. Like you can just, after you do this for so long, you can just spot them. I mean, they literally rip it $8 in like 3 minutes. And everyone here is watching it thinking, oh, my short, I'm doing so well. And all they did was undercut, follow through, and that was it. It was beautiful, really. And that really was. So what you want to do is just watch this stuff and watch how it's acting and go from there. You know, I have an opinion, but I'm going to trade what happens. So what I don't want to do is we don't really want to see this roll over. So I'm going to take this all off now and go from there. So far, you have not taken out that 1 minute bar. So I can say anything I want. I can talk about how great it is. Does the market look like it's responding like it's great right now? You know, not yet, right? So we're going to mark that off. And then the other thing that I would do here is I would go here and say, this is what the market's doing. Doesn't matter what I say. So are they waiting for this event and now they're going to get out of the way? Is that what's happening? Because it sure looks that way, doesn't it? So we're going to want to watch this and just make sure, because it's starting to look that way a little bit here. And we just want to make sure of that, like we want to make sure of what's happening here and go from there. So we don't want to be stuck in stuff. We want to see, are you going to come down? Are you going to hit here? Is this going to work? Is it not going to work? Are we going to have a problem? And so right now you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. So just keep that in mind. You should have pushed here and you're not. So there's your 1 minute bar marked off. There's your 50% level. So we had net buyers for 2 minutes. So you have to ask yourself, are you going to find a position here where you're going to have an issue? And I think that's very, very important for us to take a look at and go from there. So let's just keep watching and go from there. I see a ton of bouncing around. I don't see more than that, but you're going to have to be very protective. What you might see is you might see them actually like play possum until later in the day and start trying to cover then. But we're going to have to see. I don't see a lot of follow through yet. And it could be people are scared. Let's go take a look at the NQ for a second. Same thing. Are they as scared on the NQ? Yeah. I mean, you're still below the 50% line there. So they're not buying. They're doing the exact opposite for now. Let's go take a look at the NQ relative to the ES. ES is taking it more on the chin. See the percentage, how close you are to there versus the NQ. So we're going to want to watch this and make sure that this holds. We definitely want to make sure it holds. Right now, it's not the reaction I expected on good numbers. I wonder where they were on the street with this. Hold on. I could add value there too. Hold on. So if we go and take a look at these numbers, this is how JP Morgan had it, and we'll look at that. So this is how JP Morgan had it. And let's see. So on core, and the core came in at, where are we? Where are you with core? Exactly. Now we'll go look through all these numbers. Now we can pop these numbers in too. Let me go here and drop this down. Give me 1 second in here. See how it's dropping? So core, we had a number of 2.8. Okay. But where were you here? Give me 1 second. I want to just make sure I'm lining this up perfectly. Super core year over year, previous is down. Super core month over month is getting smoked. So the super core is down. Interest rate futures pair earlier losses. Yeah, I would think they would. Give me 1 second. Let's see if we can get even more detail here. Give me 1 minute here. See if I can find any reason why this would sell down. If I can find anything here that would point to it at all. 0.2. So if this happened and you came in at 0.2 in this range, that you'd be looking at 50 basis points to 1.5% up from that move. Maybe it's because you're already factored in and you're already up a lot on the day, but so far you're not really doing a whole heck of a lot. If I go take a look at Reddit, you're not really breaking down. The other thing from a trading perspective where I can add value is tell yourselves, you need to go to every trade that you're in, every single trade that you're in, and you need to mark that bar off. You have to mark off the 830 bar. I gotta say, I was squatting today, and then I did cardio. My legs are freaking killing me. Is that over the camera or under? It's under the camera. I can't see it. The mic. You want to mark off that 830 bar. If you start losing that 830 bar on any of this stuff, you just got to get out of the way. So that's really your demarcation line on anything. That's really how you want to view any demarcation line on any of your trades this morning. So please keep that in mind. They're your key levels on everything. So again, like MSTR, like they would be your key levels. You want to make sure that you get above those levels and hold and kind of go from there. I mean, that's kind of how I see it anyway. But if we go take a look at MSTR, if we took a look at Tesla, you're waxed in here, but you're going to have to watch this and see how it goes. I'm surprised you're not lifting more, but they could also just not wanting to be showing their hand yet. But I don't know. I certainly would be showing my hand if I was short here, if I was worried, and they don't seem to be too worried yet. I'm going to have to go through a couple of these and mark some things off, and then go from there. So see, like this stuff here and here, like they're big levels for us with Reddit, and then this would be here as well. And what you don't want to do, is you don't want to lose any profit in an environment like this. You got to be super careful of that. You want to make sure that you're constantly moving your stop up and constantly adjusting your positions. If you're doing short-term stuff, you definitely want to make sure you're doing that. So take a look at the video really quickly here. So again, you want to do the same exact thing here and here and just watch those levels and say, okay, are we going to break those? But they're your really two big levels. If you had to pick the next really big level, it'd be right where you're closed, which is right there. And they really sold that sucker down end of day, didn't they? Hold on one second. I gotta do that. I'm gonna mute that. But I did think that you'd yeah. Let's go through some of these, and then I just want to go and take a look at this. Yeah, you don't want to be doing this like at all. I'm wondering if they're using this as a sell the news event. Sure feels that way, doesn't it? So we got to watch here. It sure feels that way. But let's see what they do. If the NASDAQ holds and you lose the ES, it's not that bad because it just means they're rotating through the ES again. Now they're going to blow out. This is why you got to be so careful buying defensive names because if the NASDAQ rallies, they're going to blow out defensive names and the ES will underperform big time. So you're going to want to watch that like very carefully today. Let's go take a look at the Qs, see what's going on there. And I'm not so sure that's the case. So it's an interesting area to stop, isn't it? Take a look at this on a 5. Say it. Complete Matumbo. Bonk, bonk. Not exactly what you want. Yeah, I'm really surprised you're not seeing more of a really power move here yet. And I'm wondering why. I wonder if they're just playing a little bit here. Like, let's not show our hands, because they don't have to buy like off that number. Usually they want to, but maybe, maybe because you're short now, you don't want to panic cover. I don't know. I wouldn't be too comfortable if I was short here. I know that. They seem to be very comfortable with their position. So let's see. So how long that lasts. See, some of these shorts are going to get tight, like super tight. You had a 1 minute bar. I always look at this stuff. You get a 1 minute bar and that's it. The other thing that you can do with these is just drop a VWAP right on those bars. And it will tell you where every single person is that's playing those names right now. So like, again, what you do is you just take that bar and you just drop a VWAP right on it. And I'll just tell you, like, where are all the people that are playing that bar? You can do this too, but I think it's overkill. And I'll tell you like the volume profile and where everybody is. So you can see like that's the low value area from this bar over. That's the point of control of this entire flag. And that's the high value area. And you can see like you want to close over this area and then you can start looking at structure. So the longer it goes on, the more structure you're going to get. Like, and you can see it too, but I'll just point it out. But like, here's a low, then here's a higher low, and then here's a high, and then here's a lower high. So so what's all that technical analysis tell you? You're going to do something. What that something is, I don't know, but you're going to do something. You have a flag. I don't know. Well, it's not looking good. If you could work, that'd be fantastic. But you got a lot going on in here. So you're trying to hold that low value, and you're certainly trying to hold that VWAP. That's for sure. So try to understand that, but go from there. Reddit caught on again. That's good. MSTR, how are you? Good. All right, let's get to it. What do you got for me, brother? What do you need? A reminder. Cool. Thanks, man. No, I go to my happy place when we get this active. I love this, so I'll forget to do things. Please remind me. Give me 1 second here. Oh, that's wrong. Hold on. Come on, Boomer, get it together. Give me 1 second, guys. There it is. All right, go there and then go here at the video. I really like these numbers. I'm very disappointed in the action. But I guess I shouldn't be that disappointed. I'm up $10 here. It's one heck of a flag, but I don't know. I feel like I should have done more. Here we go. Right? Here it is. Here we go. Here we go. Come on. Come on, little guy. That's a little volume spike. Hold on. I got a brand. Hold on. I did my brand. Yay. Give me a second here. All right. Let's go take a look at this for a second, see what's going on here. That's pretty much your range, man. And then what you want to do is just watch this. I would be leaning long, but I'm really surprised you can't get out of that 1 minute bar. They're way too comfortable short here. Like way too comfortable. Well, not too comfortable with that Reddit anymore, are they? One of the best things you can do when you pull back is go look at what stocks have the biggest short value. Like who has got the biggest increases in short positions into this. Because when you bounce, they're the ones that get their head split. Like those people get their head split. Everybody's in the same group, that they're all in the same trade. They're your big levels here. I think that's how you should view the S&P. I'm going to be really surprised if we don't take out that 1 minute bar. I'm not going to lie. If you don't get through this, again, I feel like some of these statements are so stupid. They're so obvious, but like if you don't get through this, you're probably going a lot lower. Like if this doesn't motivate you to go higher on the market, you're probably going a lot lower. I would think this should push us higher. There I go again thinking though. So we'll have to see how this goes and go from there. But let's go there. I got to get that intro out there. Yeah, I'm so over this thing with the framework of, maybe it's that kind of talk that's going to keep us there too. It's so interesting. It's like, are you going to sign this mineral deal or you're not going to sign the mineral deal? And now you'll sign the framework of the mineral deal. But like, man, just get it together, guys. Or like, don't make statements. Like, it's just so ridiculous. And I'm not saying anything about the deal itself, but the absolute need to tell us like, oh, today I had a tuna salad. Like, no one cares, man. Just tell us when something's done. It's crazy. I mean, they're getting worse than like the Fed chairman or the Fed members that come out every day. Today we had inflation, tomorrow we didn't. Like, we don't need minute by minute geopolitics. It's absolutely insane. It's so disruptive. I wonder if that has something to do with it. Because yesterday he said he signed it. Now today he's throwing the names. What's he throwing in there? Framework? I don't know. I don't think that has anything to do with it, but you never know. Let's take some questions. Well, give me 1 second. All right, take some questions now. Cool. See what we're doing. We're just bonking around. It's really kind of crazy. I really thought you would have moved way more on this. I don't know. I don't know if you have overhang or something else that I'm not picking up. $8:55 already. What's up, John? What do you got for us? Yeah, I think this whole thing of like past market leaders, we get new market leaders. Okay, let's go on that for a second. Let's pretend that. Let's pretend that's an accurate statement. Here's Microsoft since 1987. What year did Microsoft stop leading? Here's Apple. What year did Apple stop leading? Here's NVIDIA. What year did NVIDIA stop leading? So, people like keep saying competition's good, blah, blah, blah. Competition doesn't really exist for these guys. They're monopolies. They just are. I think you have to think about when you say leaders, like, are you thinking about like short-term leaders? Yeah, like that for swings, like, yeah, that 100 can change. If you're thinking like years from now, you need something that's going to disrupt an entire, that disrupts the entire world. Like new leaders, like Spotify's a new leader, right? Or Amazon completely disrupted the world, right? Or NVIDIA is really going to disrupt the entire world. So when you think about it like that, when people go, oh, the new leaders will emerge, what I tend to say is, coming out of this, certain names are going to have higher relative strength than others. I think that's a better way to frame it. So like for me, one of the reasons why I did Reddit and was so interested in Reddit. Now, I didn't know this. One of the guys in the room actually pointed this out, that there's the VWAP on it, but I was just showing, like, one of the things that got me to buy Reddit was this. I'll show you. And I'll try to go through these questions super quick if I can. If not, I'll take more questions tomorrow. But see where the 200 is? I wasn't even aware the IPO VWAP was there, which is another big reason to get involved there. But I really wasn't even aware of that. But with something like this, just watching some of these trades, I think that you have to look at this and say, okay, is this going to outperform over the next week something like a Microsoft? And the answer is like, yeah. Is Reddit a new leader over Google? No. So when people say new market leaders, I always go, well, where'd the old ones go? Because they're still there. And, people are going to talk about, well, it's down right now. Okay. Like, you have to think about when people say, new market leaders are the market leaders, whatever they call TML, for something new and fancy so they can create something else. Like, you have to think about what they're really saying. Like, what does that mean? Are you talking about like these names are better to swing trade? The easiest way to do this, John, is to take your entire database and throw your database into line charts on an intraday moving average. So like here, this is what I did yesterday for us in the community. Hold on. And anyone can do this, and this is worth your time, and you're going to want to watch this again. So here's Reddit, right? Yay. And then we're going to take MSTR. I'm going to take Tesla. I'll take Meta. And here's the Qs. So, and I did this the other day. I do this a lot. I shouldn't say I did the other day. I do this all the time because it just makes my life so much easier. So here we are, and we're going to go to a 1 minute chart, right? And let me just drop this. And you're going to want to watch this because it will save you a ton of ag. So here's Reddit. Here's MSTR. Here's Tesla. Here's Meta and Qs. And you can do it with any name. So here is that 252 level. Now at 252, the market does what? Goes down, right? When the market goes down, look what Tesla does. Falls harder than any of the names that I'm potentially looking at. What does Meta do? Stays pretty much level with the market. So this tells me that going into the close, you have a low relative strength. What did this do? Came down. So I have a low relative strength. What did Reddit do? Broke out. Market drops, Reddit breaks out. What do you think Reddit's going to do if the market turns? So like when you go out today, and so like to determine market leaders, like let's say you have like 20 names, throw them in a chart like this and chart the index against them intraday, and you'll be shocked at like how easy it gets. It's like, well, why wouldn't I just buy the one that's going up? And so then when you do, like here, if I went and looked at something like this today, like you'll see PLTR is up. That was also on the list that I was looking at yesterday. But when I go through these, for some reason it's not on here. I'll just drop it in here now. But when I go through these, the biggest thing for me with that is I want to be totally cognizant of this. So like if I looked at all those names today and I compare them to what's up to what's not up, well, I'm going to see real clear that like Reddit's probably outperforming, Meta pretty easily, right? Or some of these other names like MSTR pretty easily. Well, why is it doing that? Well, it had the higher relative strength going into the end of the day. So, duh. Like, it's not rocket science when you start talking about new market leaders or true market leaders. Like, don't make it too complicated. Are they buying more of this one than the other one? Yes. Well, why don't we buy that one? Okay. Like, just think about it like that. Like, just break it all down. It doesn't have to be that complicated. I think people make it a little more complicated than it needs to be. Roots out there, I don't have those kinds of guts, man. Not in this kind of tape. There's a lot of names I want to buy. A lot. I don't have those kinds of guts. I just don't. I actually think that these names held up the absolute best. Berkshire. I'm in some of these, and I just think they held up the absolute best out of the group. And I'd like to see I think it's very interesting. What's this, BRKU? I think it's very interesting that these names did not break down. And I also think it's very interesting, everything that they're going after, they're certainly not going after the insurance companies, are they? You don't see anybody talking about that. You don't see any governor or senator talking about that at all. All these cuts, all these tariffs, all this stuff, no one's going after insurance companies. If I was long Root, I'd be very, very happy, because to me, Root looks like it's going to absolutely break out. So the way to probably play this is probably a very smaller position, and you're just, willing to ride the lightning. I don't see any reason this isn't going to keep going, but you got to realize, like, you're basically grabbing a dragon's tail, John. Like, you just are. And you just got to deal with that. It is what it is, right or wrong. So I hope that's helpful. I'm going to get through this fast, John. I'll answer more questions tomorrow. Good morning from New York City. What's up, Kev? Kev, you are a dog with a bone, man. When you get into a trade, you're there. You're like those, what are they? Like, there's two birds, and they're in the ocean. Like, they mate for life. Not penguins. Well, penguins are made for life too, don't they? But you're like a dog with a bone, man. You were all over that BA. Now it's AMD. I don't know. I mean, is that really the one? Like, that one? I don't know, man. Like, I'm not saying you're wrong. I don't say it. Like, I don't see the reason to get involved. For me, I need to see it start, like, breaking something like this. Get through something. Give me something. You do have this undercut, which is nice. You got that going for you, right? So go with the RSI. Bonk, bonk. So, I mean, maybe, say it, but you're through. No, I don't think so. No, it's not there. It's actually negative. I'm not feeling it. I'm really not. Although I will say this. Anybody notice this? I start paying attention to these names. They look completely, utterly washed out. Like, completely washed out. And they get hurt really bad by tariffs. I think you have to do this, what I just did, like that little test that I just did. What do you need from me? Send the NQ 1 minute chart. AVGO is breaking out. Yeah, AVGO is going to go big time. The question is, do you really want to play it? But I mean, there was the test. You just have to stay with it, but I don't know. You gotta watch that carefully here. It's probably going to flip today. Yeah, flipped right there. So what I would do with this is this. See this stuff. It's a perfect example of this. Everyone keeps saying, wait for it to flip the 5. Well, then you flip the 5, right? Now look at it. It's hard to wait for that, man. Now you're 10 points higher on the breakout. It's there, though. It's definitely there. So let's take a look at it. I mean, there's your levels. You're probably going to go back to here pretty easily. Everybody's going to want to own this. So the question is, at what price? You got to be so careful about buying breakouts. I actually think you want to buy the ones that have the higher short interest, almost like we did in 22. I'm going to do this fast. There she is. What's up, Lise? Happy Wednesday. Netflix. Yeah, I think you're there. Go check the observation room. I posted something on that. Hold on. it together, man. Get it together. Yeah, I think that this is, you have a huge short position in this. Like they put a huge short position on this. You pretty much have gap filled and now you're rallying. To me, I think you got to go out there and look at that wick right there. Like, I think that's everything right there. 916.40. 916.55 is what I marked off. What'd that get to yesterday? So I think that's your big level right there. That's how I say it. I'll drop it in the room so you can see at least. What's up, Adventure? So when you look at like Exxon, right? What do they sell? Oil. Is oil going higher or lower? Lower. Why do I want to buy Exxon? Exxon, when we had a pandemic, this was the #1 stock I told people to buy. I told them to buy it here and then here. Everyone's like, why that name out of all of them? It was simple. I'm going to have to go here. You were getting 11%. Exxon's never missed a dividend payment. You were getting 11% on your money here. And it was a $30 stock. You're up 5x on the trade. You're up 5 times invested capital, and you're getting 11% on that invested capital for life. You know, and all your dividends, if you reinvest them, whatever you do with them. But you're getting 11% on invested capital for life from that point on. It's like, it was crazy. So I would just tell people, like, funnel money in there. This is when oil went negative and they couldn't even break Exxon's low there. So it tells you where you were. So to me, it was just an absolute utter no-brainer. You know, it keeps throwing capital off. I like it long-term. I think people that want to buy like dividend, the fact that you don't own Exxon and just get the dividends, it's just crazy. But do I need to own it now from like a growth perspective? Like, why? I just want to sell down again so I can buy more and just get the dividend. Hope that helps. I hope it helps. What's up, Steven? Coming from Chicago, coming from Miami. Yeah, they wanted to, they're going to do some kind of joint merger, right? There's going to be like a joint merger for Intel's foundry business, but they're not going to, there goes my Tesla trade, finally. Yay, more money. They want to do a joint venture so that Taiwan Semi doesn't own half of Intel's foundries. So it's good for AVGO because their foundries are going to come. They'll put stuff here, right? So AVGO and NVIDIA would have access here. I mean, say what you want about any of these policies, but this policy is freaking brilliant, man. Like, this is like really a brilliant policy from a country standpoint to get this here so that there's no disruption. I think it's more of an agreement between countries, to be quite honest with you. But this definitely is going to happen. It's definitely going to help NVIDIA. It's definitely going to help AVGO. I don't know if AMD was included in that, Kevin. You might want to look into it. But it's definitely going to help all their bottom lines. It's definitely going to help all their gross margins when it happens. I mean, just think about shipping costs, just for starters. And now you own the facility. Like, it's a no-brainer. I think it's a great idea. I'm not a fan of this. I just don't think they're honest. And so if you don't have honest management, you have a problem. You know, you just do, man. That's a tough business, man. I have a friend in this business, and his company's killing it right now. But that's a tough freaking business, man. And go from there. You know, it's a tough business, man. I don't know. I don't like it. We're from Miami. Good morning from Miami. Yeah, I did. I grabbed some coffee. What else you got? What's up, Tariq? Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with cash right now. Cash is a position. I mean, I did put a lot of money to work on that CPI number that I had on the sidelines, but Maybe I'm going to be right. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm up now on those trades, but I don't know, man. I didn't get the move I wanted at all. So we'll see. I do think you got some people stuck here. Isn't that countdown fancy? What's up, Stephen? If it does, I mean, look, Julian, there's nothing fantastic about this chart. Let's just call it what it is. Like, does that look good? Like, if that was a stock, would you run out and buy it? But that doesn't mean that it's not going to like bounce up, come back. I mean, bounces up, comes back, fills. Like, that's the game, man. Like, the game is not to go straight up. Like, look, there's the 50% retracement from that level. See it? So like, okay, so like if that's the game, then what are we going to do here? There's so much to go over with you guys. So you look at that level and go, okay, well, there's your 50% retracement from here to here. So where do you think you bounce to? Probably like here in here or somewhere around there, right? Like, that doesn't mean you have to go out and buy the world, but you know, there's going to be trades there. I think MSTR will rip. I really do, but what do I know? I'm surprised you're only up 7. I really am. And really what you're seeing here with a lot of these names is they're just bonking all over the place, and I think that's what's going to happen. KRE should have a good day. They might fade it still. They haven't yet, but we have to watch. Just going through this super quick. What's up, Rocket Man? Little Rocket Man, what's going on? You don't have the word Little Rocket Man in there, but just remind me of somebody. No. Yeah, I mean, I really do think this is really what you want to be doing. Like, if you have names that you liked, it doesn't have to be today, but you have to start going through these names and going, I love this at 18. Nothing's changed at the company. You know, I just keep pointing it out. Like, here you were. I'm going to have to jump. Here we were. And, you know, Atlanta Fed says we're going to earn 4% GDP. Oh, I got to get in. Atlanta Fed says -3%. Oh, I got to get out. I mean, why don't you just write St. Jude's a check, man? It's just so much easier. Oh, cool. Yeah, you should be able to, I like that a lot. At least I think you're right there. What you got there? I don't know, dude. I don't know. It's completely different businesses. That's on you. I got to jump, guys, super late. Trade to win.